I need you to have some type of better energy within yourself, because a lot of people downplay themselves a lot, and you downplay yourself a little too early for no reason. You got enough people who don't want to see you win. Why are you fighting against yourself? Every morning, the same routine: wake up, go to work, come home, repeat. Wake up, go to work, come home, and repeat, right? Every paycheck, same bills, same thing: rent, utilities, whatever, car, groceries, things of this sort. I think a lot of us was meant way more than just paying bills and dying. And I know a lot of y'all feel like that too, you know? But for right now, this is life, right? This is what it feels like. I need you to be real with yourself for a second, though, right? How can I word this? When was the last time that you kind of felt alive? You know what I'm saying? Like, when was the last time you didn't feel like you was just existing? You know, you feel like you just working, coming home, and just on this repeated cycle. When was the last time that you felt like that? Not just making it to the next paycheck, or, you know, truly living is what I'm saying. You know, like, and I mean truly living. Like, how many places have you seen this year or last year? How many places other than your hometown? I want to know. Because if you struggling to answer that, we need to talk. It's my thing, right? For some reason, I don't know why, but they don't teach you this in school, right? Instead, they train you to obey, right? They train you to follow, to work. You know, they tell you to go to school, get a job, and yet you see people your same age doing bigger and better without none of that, right? And this is just why I'm talking about this now, because they tell you to pay bills, be responsible, you know, that whole nine, right? Most people don't even question it, right? Most people won't even blink twice about it. But is it really? Is that really what life is supposed to consist of? And then am I supposed to just accept that, or am I not supposed to want better? You get me? Now, I'm going to say something, because if you feeling drained, exhausted, stuck, all of the above, it's not because people would say you're lazy. That's what people say, right? And the truth is, it's because you're not meant to live like how you living. Everybody wants better for themselves, I hope, right? So if you are feeling that way, let me know, right? Do you ever feel like you might be stuck or feel stuck? Like, you're not stuck. I'm not saying like stuck where you can't move. I'm saying like you feel like you stuck in this mode of this same ongoing thing. Like, no matter how hard you work to get out of it, it seems like there's just no getting out. That's what it seems like. And I'm gonna be real. If you know that the type of lifestyle you living right now ain't it, why haven't you changed it yet? Why haven't you changed your situation? Is it something blocking you? What is it? Because I really want to know. Because I know everybody's situation is different. Everybody got their own story, right? And I'm gonna be honest. I know it's not easy, and it could be difficult to hear somebody say, "Well, why don't you just figure out a way that..." It's not easy like that for everybody. Everybody think different, right? And it's easy to say one day I'll start, that that business I've been wanting to start, or one day I'll chase my dreams. Some people give up on their dreams. Some people do. And then you get hit with some reality like I'm about to. So one day isn't real. You know what I'm saying? Like that one day that you keep saying to yourself, it's an illusion that you keep telling yourself. It's an illusion, right? And I'm gonna be honest, I feel like it's an excuse, that you tell yourself so that way you feel better about doing nothing, if that makes sense. Like I'm trying to figure out a way to kind of word myself so it makes sense, but we tend to do this to kind of alleviate the situation, you know? And in the end, it doesn't help anything at all. It helps absolutely nothing. And you gotta be honest with yourself. You gotta stop waiting. You gotta stop making excuses. And once you do, I promise you, some of the stuff that you deal with will change. Now, I'm not saying it's gonna change in the blink of an eye or nothing like that, but what's the excuses that you've been holding back? Like, what's holding you back right now in this instant? Let me know. Because once you say it out loud, you kind of take away the power that it has over you. I'm gonna be honest. Like mine's, because I don't want to. I think people be thinking I'll be airing them out when I make videos, and I don't want that to be the case. But let's just say me for example. My biggest one out of my life that I finally got out was this amount of debt that I had over my head, right? At one point in time, I felt like it was kind of consuming me because it was like, damn, I'm putting in all these hours, and most of my cheese that I'm making, granted, I'm making bread, I'm making money, right? But most of my cheese is going towards this thing that's holding over my head. And, you know, I felt like, damn, bro, I'm never gonna get out of this because I'm seeing interest rates after just paying off cards. Like, you see it go down, then it go back up because I done missed, I don't know, maybe I missed the first on the payment, so then the interest go up, you know? And it's just stuff like that, right? Not only that, not just with the cars, but then I had the student debt, right? So that was kind of consuming a lot of the money too. And it's like, yo. So I know how you feel, but to be honest, once I said, you know, what I was dealing with out loud, it gave me everything I needed to figure out a way to get out of that situation. Like in a matter of like 3 months, like 3, 4 months, really just grinding, head down, grinding, blocking out all outside energy and just locked in. That's what you got to do too. And it's easier said than done for sure. But the first thing you got to do to escape the cycle that you in, you got to stop living paycheck to paycheck. Stop living, actually, let me reword that. You have to stop living for a paycheck, if that makes sense. That's how I'm going to word that. Um, if anything, your job should fund your dreams. If you are a person that has done their research on how to start their own LLC, you're already ahead of the game. If you're a person that's already been doing that, and like I said, you'll be ahead of the game for sure. But your job should not replace them, if that makes sense. Too many people let their job consume their entire life. Like, work should just be work. It shouldn't be this thing where, like, you going in there to drag your feet and you hate being there. Like, you got to think about it. If how can I word this? If you giving all your time and energy to a job, then what's left for you to have and to hold? What's left for you? Not much. Reason being, you done spent 8, 10, even 12 hours of your life at this place a day, right? The least you could do is have something for you. You already give that place enough of your time. Do you get what I'm saying? So it just brings me back to what I say about your mindset, right? Instead of seeing a paycheck as something to just survive on or stuff like that, you got to start looking at your check as, all right, I'm going to start using it as a tool, because that's what money is. Money is a tool for you to build wealth and for you to use to your ability, right? To gain, really, right? Um, it's used to invest in yourself, most importantly. Uh, take courses if you need to, like schooling if you need to. Buy equipment like I do. Um, just trying to upgrade quality, you know, and go from there. Like, you need to use that to fund whatever you want to build. That's what basically what I'm saying. I know a lot of y'all can't do this next thing that I'm gonna speak about, but it's about changing your environment. I know a lot of y'all don't have the money to like move to a different place. That's not what I'm saying. But if you serious about changing your life, everything about it, then you need to start surrounding yourself with people that are on the same type of timing as you. And that was a problem I had too, is because I was around people who they said they wanted it, but when it came down to like grinding for it, people didn't have the type of work ethic that I have. Like, my work ethic is beyond through the roof. Like, I work so hard because I know how it feels to lose. You get me? I done lost a lot. So with me, I have no choice but to win for myself, because losing is horrible. Nobody wants to lose, right? And when you learn from that, from losing so much, when you start winning, you know how to keep winning. Do you get what I'm saying? Um, yeah, I don't want you to surround yourself with people who don't want the same things out of life like you do, because it kind of makes the process hard. Then it makes it harder than what it has to be, because they not on the same type of like mind frame as you. You get me? So you might want to do this, and you might want it way more than a person that's over here and kind of got like one foot in, one foot out. It kind of make it harder, right? The next thing, you need to take some type of consistent steps. And I talked about how to stay consistent, is to be truthful. Now that I'm kind of like in this like routine of it, you have to stop caring about like results for right now. Like, you need to care about your craft, and you need to care about how you're going to stay consistent. You need to care about that more than um like the end of the process or the end result of things. Like, you can't worry about that right now. When you worry about the process and the grind that you put in, and you manipulate that first, the results come after. And it'll be unnoticeable for right now, because you want to be locked in on the grind right now. That's what you want to be locked in on. But when the results do show up, you'll know. You'll know. You are way better than what you think you are. I need you to have some type of better energy within yourself, because a lot of people downplay themselves a lot, and you downplay yourself a little too early for no reason. You got enough people who don't want to see you win. Why are you fighting against yourself? To me, that don't align with me too well, you know. But that's me, and I'm gonna keep it real with you too. None of that of what you're doing is gonna happen overnight. You're not gonna be some overnight sensation. It's like a 3% chance of that. Okay. But what I'm saying is, if you are willing to take it day by day, if you are willing to put the work in, because a lot of people aren't willing, but if you are willing to give it, I don't know, 30 minutes out your day, an hour out your day to work on it, I promise you the craft is going to get better. Versus if you keep putting it off. You don't got time today. I feel like quitting. Why? You need to build a life of freedom for yourself. That's what everybody want, right? Not no fake Instagram influencer, not none of that. I'm talking about real freedom. Something you could probably pass down to your kids. And then they could probably pass down to their kids. The goal that I would want for everybody is to build generational wealth. That's the goal. Stuff where if I buy a crib and I have a son, I pay off the house. Now my son has a whole house before he's even 30. Do you get what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And then vice versa. If I have assets and things like this, like I got land, right? I could pass that down to my son. And then he could do whatever he want. Build on top of it, have his own estate. It's just stuff like that. That's generational wealth. Things you could pass down to generations that will continue to build wealth or build even more once they get passed down to somebody else, you know? I don't know. Choosing how you spend your time, that's the key. The truth is most people will never experience that type of, you know, that type of thing ever because they're too afraid to step outside their comfort zone. They cool with being comfortable. And the end result is they'll never get to see that type of life because they're not willing to get uncomfortable. I don't know. The choice is yours. Everybody need a wake-up call, and maybe this one was yours.